name is Sandra, and I'm the host of the I Shall Bloom Show. Yes, a show where we interview stellar individuals whose work and legacy has profoundly uplifted our communities for the better. Each week, we interview a new guest, and we take a deeper dive into the work that they're doing in their lives, sharing experiences and ideas collectively. You see, here at I Shall Bloom, you shall bloom, and we shall bloom. Today, I have a special guest. She is an author. She is an evangelist. She is going to be here, and a prayer warrior. She has a book, Survival Guide for Treasure Individuals. She has so much information going on. I can go on and on and on, but I'm going to let her go on and on. So without further ado, I'm introducing you to Miss Miriam Snyder. Welcome, Miriam. Yes.
Can you hear me?
No. Maybe one, huh?
Well, I have a Papa Had Dough. Papa Had Dough is the best I could do.
Look, hey, look, we are all brilliant. That's why we're in this program. We can't, we are brilliant. So that's why we're here. They only wanted the brilliant minds. And so,
Let me ask you, can you do screen share with this program? Oh,
that's it.
Okay. Hi, Daniel.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. So we should have everybody does show our faces so we can see who we're dealing with. I know,
right?
I changed your role. This is on. Hi, Anonymous. Who's Anonymous?
Oh, man.
It's Cindy.
Hi.
Hi.
Who is it?
Cindy. Cindy's one of my enables sharing. Great. Okay. I was like, in privacy.
Yes, it has that accent.
Allow the app.
So, anyways, this is the I Shall Bloom show, and we have a special guest today, and her name is Miriam Snyder. And so she has a call that's on the, you can see it on TI Events. It's at midnight. It's a midnight prayer warriors call. So, and for real, there's some real prayer warriors on that call. You click on that link at nighttime when you really need some prayer and some word. That's the place, Williams, and I am the host of the I Shall Bloom show. I'm a targeted individual. I've been a target crime. It was thrown out, but the crime that they falsely accused me of was a seller of trade secrets, so theft of trade secrets, which will will facilitate you being on the targeted watch list. So I think that's why they switched it, because there was no reason for me to be on there. I think I was already on the list when they falsely accused me and falsely imprisoned me. But to facilitate that, they changed the case. So I am going to have a lawsuit that's going to be filed pretty soon against two Crockett County and Upton County. Those are counties in Texas. So Miriam is going to help me. We're going to work tag team, and we're going to attack them.
Amen. Yes. Amen. Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. They didn't let me share the screen, but it's okay. Do you want me to go right into my
Yes, it's your show. It's your show. I'm waiting for you.
Okay. I'd like to just say an opening prayer.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Heavenly Father, I thank you, Heavenly Father, for these wonderful technologies, dear God, that we can come into your presence, give you the praise, give you the glory. Oh, Heavenly Father, we just thank you, God, for another day. We thank you, God, for all you're going to do. We thank you, Heavenly Father, for the treasured individual communities that we can work together and just come together and worship you and just say thank you, Lord, for another day in the land of the living. God, we ask you to individual program to strip these demons from usurping authority over man. We ask you, Heavenly Father, for a transference of the wealth from the wicked to the righteous, that once they lose the wealth, the money, that they cannot usurp authority, the authority man has. So, God, we ask you for divine intervention to help us, Heavenly Father, to get these demons, to strip these demons of every single dime that they have, that they can stop this program, the financing of the program, the usurpation over our governance structures and our money. We bind it and rebuke it in the name of Jesus. And we ask you, God, to lead this meeting today, this interview, and let it be one of to give you the glory for all you've done. You brought me, God, a mighty long way. Master demons, the highest level demons imaginable, union presidents, attorneys coming after me, legal abuse syndrome, trying to kill me constantly, coming in my home, the label dead while alive of my mother, father, and sister. I want to talk about it all so that we can develop strategies to stop this eugenics assassination programming, this type of scientific obstruction program, in the name of Jesus. Amen. Okay.
Amen. All righty. Well, welcome, Miss Miriam Snyder. So, again, welcome again to the I Shall Bloom show. So you're going to go right into your story. I know that you are a targeted individual. I'll just ask a few questions like, how long have you been knowingly aware of this program? And then we can talk about, I guess, your life as a targeted individual. The fight.
I wanted to go over the affidavit which summarizes my story, an affidavit I wrote to U.S. Congressman Jim Jordan.
Sure.
He is responsible for the weaponization committee, and I think that will be. Because I sent him a complete biography. I think that would be a little more cohesive than to just go from here, there, and everywhere. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
First, let me just introduce myself. My name is Miriam Snyder. I am a prayer warrior, a licensed education administrator, a human rights activist, a treasured individual, an author, a pro se litigant advisor, and certified ADAA advocate. I'm writing a manual titled Survival Guide for Treasured Targeted Individuals. It is in progress. I have a master's degree in TESOL, teaching English as a second language, and I have a postgraduate license in education administration. My specialty includes teaching law, credit repair, legal abuse investigations, assaults on children, analysis and reporting, and all education needs. I teach secondary and college level writing, reading, English, Spanish, lawsuit, motion, memorandum writing, and Bible classes. I specialize in ESL, legal document development, editing, proofreading, and praying. And you can visit any of my websites at, I have a website called, ESL Excellence at teacherspayteachers.com. I have another website called the ESL Excellence Institute.com. That one they're giving me problems with, so I don't know. But anyway, you can go to teacherspayteachers.com and put in ESL Excellence, and that's my website. I have a human rights memorandum of law, which can help anyone add on to a lawsuit. If you have a lawsuit, this memorandum of law is very, very good. It just summarizes why no one is above the law, and it emphasizes the need for due process. Very good memorandum of law. I also have Ultimate Debt Destruction, Win and Credit Repair Education Kit, which is a book, a PDF book, and I have that too. I have my Prayer Warriors Needed website. That's on TalkShoe.com, Prayer 777. That is a weekly prayer call. Twice a week. We meet midnight Friday nights and midnight Sunday nights, and we pray for the nation, with emphasis on the destruction of the targeted individual program, and God's use of the program, what the devil meant for bad, God will use for good. So that's the purpose of that prayer too. Were you going to say something?
Oh no, I was just saying yes. I mean the prayer is
okay. All right, that's why I don't know, they stopped me from doing the, because this is all on the share, and I'm on a Mac, and I guess they're pretty, security is high on a Mac, so they did not just let me share. So these links, though, Sandy, do you have a chat in here?
It's at the bottom.
Oh, okay. All right, the chat, I could put the links in there.
Yeah, you have access as your co-host.
Okay.
Down at the bottom is the chat.
Okay, I think what it is, send the link. Okay. It's my computer is a Mac, and they have all kinds of security devices. So let's see where your
Well,
chat.
this is what I go through. This is
the chat is pretty
norm, but it's good. But it's good.
That's my bio. I put in the chat. So yes, let me finish up. So we have
Okay.
So have the
checking my eyes.
Okay. All right. Some of the articles you may want to take a look at from me. Prayer and Scriptures for Peace When the Devil Attacks. I'm on Hub Pages. As you can, just put Prayer and Scriptures for Peace. The links are in the chat. It's prayer for. It's on one page. All the links there. So I have Prayer and Scriptures for Peace When the Devil Attacks. I have Satanism Disguised as Science, the Sinister Audio Tooth Implant Induced Voices, V2K Brain and Breathless Implants That Kill. I've done extensive research, and my heart goes out to treasured individuals who have what is called V2K Brain and Breathless Implants That Kill. My nephew was victimized by this technology. It's brain to interface where someone is literally trying to make you look crazy by talking to you. It's a programmer. No one would believe the government hires retired or expert psychologists to work as programmers to literally try to induce suicide and or induce homicide on particularly young people with this program. My nephew, unfortunately, was put in it. They used to shake him uncontrollably. They used to they tormented him with the voices. I've had many women call into my calls, and they've been spoken to quite just in the most unimaginable, hostile way, sexually hostile, total disrespect. It is beyond a hate crime. This program has to be exposed. These are human research experimentations that are killing people. The V2K alone, which is the voice to skull with the programmer, basically a eugenicist sitting on the computer and talking to you so you can look crazy. Like, hey, what's up? Like call you your big fat slob, or racially racially derogatory, calling you the N word, calling you the H word. These are hate crimes that have to be stopped, and if it wasn't for the grace of God and me having a praying mother, I don't know if my nephew would be here, because they did this to him starting at 17. So I give God the praise and the glory that he is still here. So that's a good article for any researcher you want to see about V2K, and I think I updated that article to include some of Elon Musk. He had some human implant information, so I put some of that in there. You may want to take a look at that. That's on hubpages.com, and it's called the Sinister Audio Tooth Implant Induced Voices. Then for credit people, another part of being a treasured individual and being targeted tremendously, we get constant legal abuse syndrome, and one of the main legal abuse syndromes is income lynching. Every which way they can come after you, they lynch your income, that's what they do. And fraudulent debt collection is one of their specialties. And so I give a sample debt validation letter that that it can help people at least back them up so that they can validate the debt. If you don't know the law, they will literally come after you with a debt collector, a company that you have no contract with, you've never done business with, and if you're simple-minded, my people perish for a lack of knowledge. If you don't understand consumer protection law, you're going to negotiate and give these strangers a payment that they are not entitled to legally because the credit card debt or the medical debt was sold to this new person that you did not even know of. You didn't consent. You didn't authorize. And then, for example, if Sandy, you lend me $50, and I don't pay. Your friend Bobby or Daniel or anybody, Bobby, Lucy, cannot come and take the money from me unless I authorize it through consent. And that's exactly what they're doing. If I owe Sandy $50, somebody else can't come get the money. And that's what the fraud debt collection is doing when they sell the debt to debt collectors. So, I have a whole program on that. If you're in any credit repair something, you can look at that letter as a start and contact me at any time. I think I put.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So what's the difference between, because I had, when my credit was good, in the 700s, of course, I was getting credit cards in the mail a lot. Just all you had to do was to sign. So once I started this station, when I was with the radio station, I used the cards. I started using the cards, and then our business, we split up. So I was left with, which I'm blessed, but all my credit cards are to the limit and max. And then, of course, my job left. So I'm struggling. So I joined a credit management. So they're making the payments for me. It's still the minimum amount, but I'm paying them $30 extra too. Does that make sense?
I think you would have been better off studying credit repair because you're giving them money, and unless they're honest people, I did it once when I didn't know with the what is that consumer. I did it with some company, but they were reputable, and they did get rid of some bills. But they do. It's just you do pay them. They're not doing it for free.
Yeah, I pay them, and they pay the minimum amount. So, so I don't know.
Website called What Lies in Your Debt. That's WHAT.
What lies?
LIES. What Lies in Your Debt. I paid $50 a month for classes with them, and they teach you how to defend yourself and also how to sue debt collectors. And I've gotten a few settlements out of that, yes. Debt collectors that tried to come after me, you can just tell them, if they can't validate the debt, then you have grounds to sue them and get rid of them, especially if they're harassing you. If you're being harassed by a debt collector, it's called the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, which is a federal law which allows you to go to federal court and stop the harassment with respect to debt collection. And that's how you sue. You can sue debt collectors easily. So some of the they were coming after me left and right, and I thank God for my sister that had informed me about all of this fraud. And it was just between my sister telling me about it and me taking the classes through What Lies in Your Debt, it just has been just a well worth it experience because you can get rid of a lot of debt. The only the only next problem is the three credit bureaus. Then you have to sue them because they don't want to honor the law. Once they realize how to defend yourself, then they become an issue too. So it's just that's the type of corrupted society we're dealing with right now.
I was told to file Chapter 7 by another targeted individual. She was like, just file a 7, but I don't know. I just heard, will I be able to buy it? I mean, 7 years is a long time, but I don't know. Should I go 7? It's about $28,000 worth of credit cards, and I really don't know how I'm paying them, So I'm thinking if I did Chapter 7, in 2 years I'll be able to establish everything again.
I don't,
What do you
I
think?
I can't. People have highly recommended bankruptcy because it's like you
Mm-hmm.
can start all over this. I've never done it. Before I do it, I would pull all 3 credit reports and I would try to clean it up myself. I would, number one, start looking at the inquiries and send out
Mm-hmm.
letters to remove those inquiries, which will raise your score. Then I'd look at every debt collector that's in there, which I've never had a contract with. I never consented for any, for them to buy the debt. There's no joint agreement. There's no proof that, that that's a legitimate debt once they bought it from the credit card people. So then I would challenge them that way. I would try to clean up my credit report as much as I can before I did bankruptcy.
Well, mine is all my credit cards. It's not. I don't have anything else. That's no one coming after me because I had good credit, and so.
The issue is not just your credit cards, because I do, I believe, yes, you have credit cards, but the issue is that they sold the debt and they got insurance on it, which means the debt has been paid.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
that's the purpose of selling the debt, because they got insurance on the money, and the minute you default, they get paid. So it's the new person that you're saying, I don't owe you, because you don't.
Right. Okay.
And that's what I would look on my credit report for, debt collectors, not the original.
Okay.
Not the
Bank of America. Right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I would look for the debt collector, not the original creditor. Sometimes the original creditor, you can negotiate a way to get, for them to settle at a lower price. But
thank you.
If the original creditor sold the debt, he's done. He doesn't want to hear from you. No one's entitled to a dime once they sell that debt, and once they get that insurance money. That's why the original creditor is usually not in the picture. Yeah.
So they have to take it off your credit report then. Yes.
Technically, yes. If they sold the debt
and
they got paid for it, yes.
Okay. All righty. Thank you.
You still have to fight. What you say, Daniel?
I said thank you. Thank you so much. That's learning.
Yes, I may do some credit repair classes just to help people, because it's just horrible what they're doing to people, and even what they did to me. They put me on a list. OFAC, Office of Foreign Access Control. I was like, what? They put that on my credit report when my score was 720, just to block me from getting a new car at a good rate. And I had to fight to get a copy of OFAC on my credit report. And the Office of Foreign Asset Security Control. I have nothing to do with foreign assets.
Right. Just something to take you through the hoops.
Yeah, this is how jerk. And I think it's like if you did drug trafficking, or it was some really, really demeaning stuff. And I would have had Experian, and they bombard you with so much stuff that suing Experian, suing debt collectors, suing they're trying to kill me. They're swelling me up. They have the radiation boxes in my hallway. I'm inflamed. It's just it's so much that you have to prioritize, and what I've prioritized is my health is number one. So I have to get to the gym, work out, try to fight the inflammation, fight the another thing they try to do is make you obese, so you got to fight to keep your weight down. And they mess with my leg. So it was just, it was so much, it's just so much. But yes, credit repair is another area that if anybody needs help with, I do have a book that I do have to help you with that, and then I do have private consultations if anybody wants that.
Well, maybe we'll do a show on credit repair for the targeted treasure, you say treasure, for us. knowing that, I mean, like now I can go request my credit reports and see if my banks, because mine were Bank of America, all of them are Citibank and stuff like that, to see if they sold the debt. If they sold it, then I want to work on, because that's going to raise my score, right?
Well, you need to just look on your credit report and see those debt collections. That's how you get rid of them. Okay? And more than likely, there's just no way they're not going to sell the debt because they get insurance.
Yeah, they're paid twice.
Right. Once you default, they get insurance. So you can believe there's a debt collector on that credit report.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll work on that.
On that link, you'll see I did earn a certificate to legally help and accompany treasured individuals, TIs, in court. It was from Dr. Huffer, the Institute of Disabilities and Equal Access to Legal Systems. I particularly did this for my mother. I took care of my mother. I was so blessed with that experience of just being a caretaker for like 12 years, and I just give God the honor and the praise that I was able to take care of her. But to assault me, they came after my mother. Oh boy, they banged down the door. They came in her apartment, and I ended up having to sue the management company on her behalf and this and that. So with this piece of paper, I was allowed to go to court and defend her, and other people too. I was able to go to court and defend them, and this is what keeps me. I don't have to worry about too much on practicing law without a license. I have no interest in practicing law. I'm an educator, so I have a right to educate people about the law, particularly people, in my prayer community, the targeted individual. As long as it's some type of message, you have that right. So I'm not doing anything that's not acceptable to the legal standards that we have. And the certificate allows me to basically fight for equal access to legal systems, because particularly with respect to pro se people, if you don't know the law, they will just fry you. They'll throw your case out, and it's just I had one judge that I was suing over fraudulent debt collection, and my lawsuit. I worked so hard on that lawsuit, and that's another thing they like to discourage you. I worked so hard on that lawsuit, and what the judge did, which told me my lawsuit was really pretty good. The judge, I submitted to the court the proper way. Everything has court rules, so you have to get the rules before you go to court. And one of the rules is that the lawsuit must be single-sided, and the print, 12. You have to have 12 print, certain fronts. There are all kinds of rules. So I mean, as a pro se, you got to try and follow as much rules as you can. And the judge ordered the copying of my lawsuit double-sided, which means the judge was used to create a defective lawsuit that did not exist. I gave her 100% properly formed lawsuit, and she ordered the marshals to copy it double-sided. So I'm like, where am I going with this judge? You sabotaged my lawsuit. You created a defective. Where are we going with a defective lawsuit? And I was so devastated. I withdrew my case because it's just too much. But I reported her to the Senate Judiciary. She was a brand new judge too that they just put in, the first lesbian judge in New York. So it was like, and I wrote her out. I said now they're pitting lesbians against straight people. It's just utterly ridiculous. Yeah. Like, what judge would do that? I mean, I gave you a double-sided, a single-sided, proper lawsuit, and you ordered copying of it double-sided. So wherever the lawsuit went, it's defective. Wherever the copies went. So, she needed to be arrested.
Yeah, he was crooked.
Yeah. And now that's the beauty, too, what I learned in the Americans with Disability class. There is no judicial immunity under the ADA, under the Americans with Disability Act. Yes, because these judges hide so many times under judicial immunity nonsense that you can't sue a judge, blah, blah, blah. But even the book I sent you, How to Win a Lawsuit Without
Yeah.
a Lawyer, yeah, they show you how to sue a judge in there too. You
We
can't.
don't use that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and if the judges they keep acting up, I would say pull your suit out, amend it, and sue that judge too. That's the only way. But under the Americans with Disability Act, there's no judicial immunity, which is a good thing. Okay. All right. So I just want to go now into how much the targeting I've just been victimized by. And Dr. Millicent, thank God for her. She sent me information to contact a congressman, Jim Jordan, and I was so happy to just write him about the weaponization of September 3rd. Okay, the weaponization on the American people, and weaponization could mean many things, but I took the definition and I tried to use it in context to what was being done to me. So I'm pulling.
Mm-hmm.
I want to just briefly. I'll put that in the chat too. I want to go over that complaint because I think other people need to try to contact the U.S. Congressman Jim Jordan regarding the weaponization.
Jim Jordan.
Huh? What you say? What did you say? I'm sorry.
Jim Jordan.
Yes, yes, that congressman. Yes. So let me put these links.
I'm gonna look him up. Jim Jordan. Weaponization.
I'm gonna read it to you right now. I'm gonna go to your room. You'll have
Jim
it
Jordan. Weaponization.
here. No, I'm gonna put it in your chat so you can just take a look at
Okay.
it. This is the affidavit I sent to his office, and this is what I want to review. All right, that's the Google file. If you can click it and let me know that it opened, that would be great. Okay, so this is an affidavit that I did send him.
I have it on my phone.
So, all right, this is the regarding. There were two issues here too. I sent this to him. It was regarding student loan monies that were due me, and that was weaponized because the student loans were discharged once you gave a doctor's note stating that you were permanently, I had my leg was permanently injured, so I had personal injury damages, and they kept taking money out of my money. So I was entitled to, as soon as I got the doctor's letter in 2012, they were supposed to stop taking about $300 out of my money. So I'm requesting basically the back money from 2012 when I had the doctor's note substantiating that my leg had permanent damages that I was entitled to the discharge for students. So that was one component that I addressed because the the wording of the weaponization committee, which I'll start with, I had to find a way to get my affidavit, my complaint within the wording of the legislation. So this is the legislation. This resolution establishes in the House of Representatives the select committees on the weaponization of the federal government. So that means to me, weaponization, that was corruption in the federal government, but they gave more specific.
Exactly.
Right. So the subcommittee must investigate matters related to the collection, which is fraudulent debt collection too now. So it says the subcommittee must investigate matters related to the collection, analysis, dissemination, and use of information on U.S. citizens by executive branch agencies, including whether such efforts are illegal, unconstitutional, or otherwise unethical. Now, this was, when Dr. Millicent sent me Jim Jordan weaponization. I didn't know what it was, so I went and looked it up. Because I was like, if I write a complaint, it has to fit within the context of the legislation. So this legislation clearly says that the House of Representatives, the Select Committee on the Weaponization of the Federal Government, so we're looking at corruption in the federal, the subcommittees have to investigate matters related to collection, analysis, dissemination, and use of information on U.S. citizens. This was the catch, by executive branch agencies. I was like, but God gave it to me. Well, the U.S. Department of Education is in charge of your student loans. That's number one. So if they were taking money out when they weren't supposed to, that's a weaponization.
Mm-hmm.
And then another one was the American Federations of Teachers. I have been blacklisted and stalked for 30 years. So my two agencies under the executive branch was the U.S. Department of Education and the American Federations of Teachers, under this killer union president that is a vice president in the American Federations of Teachers. So, I just wanted to explain that a little more. But if we look at this affidavit, it's like, I'm seeking an end to regional killer Adam Urbanski and his New York State satanic killing cults. Yeah, criminal use of USA federal and state governments, agents, money, and counterfeit laws to meet their satanic human sacrifice, killing, and weaponization requirements for their temporary and delusional satanic contract for wealth and corruption power. Pursuing an end to regional killer Adam Urbanski's over 30 years of deadly weaponization of the federal government against U.S. citizens, seeking an end to his program use of federal and state governments and agents for whistleblower, revenge, attempted murders, attempted silencing, income lynching, and more. Prayers for an end to regional killer Adam Urbanski's program use of military-grade radiation weapons on U.S. citizens to effectuate multiple attempted killings, induce disabilities, paralyzing injuries, and induced lymphedema for his program cancer injections. Claim for refund for student loan overpayment since 2012 due to weaponized unfair seizures collections. See attached 2012 doctor total and permanent discharge documentation submitted since 2012 and criminally disregarded to allow another killer Adam Urbanski criminal income lynching for his eugenic assassination programming. Regional killer Adam Urbanski criminal creation of a Rochester City School District body broker unauthorized human capital weaponization office for denials of equal protection to students based on race, color, national origin, sex, and religion. Rochester City School District students have been denied a supervised, vetted, safe, authorized, and lawful personnel office by the criminal usurpation of the Rochester City School District by killer Adam Urbanski, body broker, and necromaniac, unauthorized Rochester City School District Human Capital Office, criminally planted concoction. Rochester City School District students have been denied non-poisonous school lunches by regional killer Adam Urbanski, Rochester City School District poisonous lunch programming. Rochester City School District students have been denied qualified and vetted school lunch workers via regional killer Adam Urbanski criminal extermination of Rochester City School District qualified food preparers. Under his criminal 41-year reign over the entire school district, please see his Rochester City School District student poisoning and extermination of qualified food workers under the disguise of his budget cuts while he spent billions on his unauthorized and necromaniac Rochester City School District human capital body broker concoction. Please read regional killer Adam Urbanski's poisoning of Rochester City School District students under the disguise of a James Brown article writer. No one is laughing but killer Urbanski. And that link right there gives the article. He literally wrote an article about how students' lunches were being poisoned, how student lunches had mold in it. After he had fired the qualified food preparers for the students. In essence, this union president, okay, for 41 years. First of all, being a union president for 41 years is Gestapo. That's dictatorship. That's communism. This is a psychopath, a Satanist. 41 years.
Yeah.
That means he has more power. What he does is he keeps totally inexperienced. He got superintendents. He got a new one in there, 41 years old. Mind you, he's 79. First of all, what is a Polish person, 79-year-old? What do you have in common with inner city kids?
Control.
The majority black, and you're from Poland, and you're 79 years old. Even if the kids were white, what do you have in common with 79 years old with white or black kids?
Yeah.
No one's doing anything.
Control.
Yeah. No one's doing anything to get this psychopath out of there. So, then he writes an article about how the lunches have been poisoned. When he did that poisoning, it was a test because he wanted to see how many of them would get sick. So what he's doing now, he got rid, under budget cuts, he got rid of all the qualified food preparers, and under this emergency need for food preparers, he brought in all his poison experts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the personnel office is called a human capital office. What school district has a human capital office as a personnel? Human capital offices are body investments, body broker investments, funeral homes, cemeteries. That's who's got a human capital investment. Not the school district. Not a school district. You don't have no school district. He has the Rochester City School District Personnel Office is called the Human Capital Office. And do you know that lack of respect for people to even plant something like that says a lot.
In a school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
When you look at it, what he does is the mayor's 43, the superintendent's 41, the lawyer for the school is like 39. So he deliberately, this is how the Satanists operate. They hire totally inexperienced people so that these people are 100% reliant on them or their law department. Yeah.
Got to lean on him. Control. He controls them.
While they're killing children. So the purpose of hiring of taking over the personnel office is to get pedophiles in there. Okay, the food preparers and the teachers. Okay, no one's vetting them. Okay, they believe in economic credentialing. All the research I've done, you should see the economic credentialing that they do. Okay, from hospitals to doctors, it is unbelievable the magnitude of crimes these Satanists have done, and that's why we have to expose it and we have to pray over this. This secrecy curse has to be stopped for people to see. The hospitals are loaded with economic credentialed Satanists. Okay, as hospital administrators, that's how you get all the killings in the hospital. Okay, the surgeons are economically credentialed. I'll show you one day. I gotta show you. I'll do another show. They had a surgeon school where the surgeon was based on on him just cutting people. I mean, economic credentialing has to be.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So now this man, he has his article on poisoning children, and the ultimate goal is the Rochester City School District children have been the satanic cult's innocent blood 41 years of secure innocent blood because no one's doing anything. No one's watching. They've been getting these children's innocent blood for 41 years. And that's why that 79-year-old is attached. That's called a stronghold. That's called a stronghold.
That's strong. Yeah.
He has a stronghold on the children's blood. Okay, he's not in love with these kids. He's in love with that blood because the bloodthirsty satanic cult. They have to drink that blood. They have to drink that blood. Yeah. So what he did was organize and this was his experimental poisoning program. But now, since he was able to get rid of the qualified food preparers, now he has nothing but poison specialists. So those children that come in there, they know who they're putting that little poison in. They're induced hospitalizing these children. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He works out of, and I'll go through this. Through this article. I didn't realize it would take this long. He works out of the University of Rochester Medical Center as a sleep research specialist. You know how many TIs talk about the sleep research? That's the induced sleep deprivation.
I'm falling now.
And he also works out of the University of Rochester under the radiology department. Okay? So this is a demon from the pit of hell.
Yeah, he needs to go.
Yeah, the goal is to poison these kids. He has his contacts in the University of Rochester Medical Center hospitals that the children will go specifically to that department. And I know this because when my mother was here with me, I knew she could not end up in the hospitals here because they have a specific room for her because they did it to my father and my sister. So with those children, it's the same thing. Specific place for those children in the hospital. They are going to be labeled dead while alive. The same way when I sued a school district, this man arranged, and I really got to go through this article so you can understand, but I'll make a summary. I'm trying to summarize. He arranged for me to get a check that was supposed to come from the American Federation of Teachers because he used the union to just simply not enforce the contract and the district officials to violate the contract. So when I sued them, the settlement money was supposed to come from the American Federation of Teachers. I don't know how, but that's how it happened. It should have came from the Hempstead Public Schools or the Hempstead Teachers Association, but he arranged the check, and that was my claim in this affidavit. I want to know why I got a check from that settlement where the school district was used to assault me. I have a settlement that said the school district was used for an attempted murder, okay? And because I was pro se, I only got 50 cents. Yeah. But the check name was the American Federati. What the heck? That's why I went to this committee.
Federati.
A copy of the check. Can you get the affidavit that I'm talking about? Because if you look on Exhibit 4, I think it is. No, page 17. You'll see the attempted murder in this settlement. You want me to put the link again? Page 17.
I have it. You sent it. I have it on my phone.
You opened it up? Daniel, can you open it up? Oh, chat. Link didn't work. Oh, wow.
Yeah, the other one, I think you have to cut and paste it. Cut and paste the other one. Let's see.
I got more links.
We can post it. Yeah, I can cut and paste it, but it won't open as a link in the chat.
I got this on several links.
Maybe on your side.
That's a Google link. The Google link didn't open?
It doesn't open here.
Okay, here. Chat.
But notarized U.S. Congressman Jim Jordan and other weaponization. There we go. Boom.
Well, I got a few links. Yeah, they're all the same affidavit. But see if one of those opens.
Listen. The link is right, but it's it won't let me open it, but I can cut and paste it and put it and open it in a browser.
Okay, give me 1 second. My soup is boiling. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Right back.
So, yes, hi, everyone. I think, Miriam, what happened? Um, um, I have it up now. 10 of them. Google Docs.
I had to turn something down.
Where'd you go?
I had to turn
Where'd
something.
you go, Miriam?
You didn't hear me? I said I had to turn something down.
Oh, I found.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I have the document.
Oh, you
Uh-huh.
do? Okay, page
You
7.
back?
Page 17.
Yeah, it opened up.
Okay. Page 17, you will see.
Mm.
Wait a minute, I got to find it.
Well, I have to look at it on the phone.
Okay, page 17 is the settlement. You see the settlement in the red arrow? It points to attempted murder. Can you see page 17?
I'm turning to it now. Okay, yes. Exhibit 3.
Yes. And the red arrow?
Uh-huh.
Right. This was a settlement because I sued the Hempstead School District. If you can expand it, this was such a hit, what they did to me. It was for violations of 42 U.S.C. Section 1964, 1981, 1983, 1985, 2000. That was violations of the 1st, 4th, 5th, 6th, 8th, 9th, 13th, 14th, and 19th constitutional amendments. I sued for everything. Violation of 18 U.S.C. Section 241, which is conspiracy against rights. Violations, breach of contract, coercion, attempted murder, slavery, violation of U.S. black codes, breach of duty of fair representation, violation of federal law and state laws, and all other claims or cause of actions included. So that's why I was asking you the 42. That's where I didn't get the right amount of money, but a lawsuit is nothing unless you have these U.S. codes.
Wow. So you did this?
This was a settlement that I got from these people after I sued. Yes, this was the Hempstead School District. Basically, they turned this demon, this union president, killer Adam Urbanski, has followed me for the last 30 years from every job, from every college. I mean, you know what they can do.
I do.
Yeah, so I mean, it got to a point. I was like, I'm suing. So the below settlement is the result of Adam Urbanski's criminal use of his position in the Rochester City School District and the American Federations of Teachers Union to stalk me, to pay people for his murder by proxy programming, and his attempt to have me killed in revenge for God's escape from Rochester safely. He tried to have me killed in Rochester in 1994 when I reported his discriminatory impact Rochester City School District Major Achievement Program. It was a MAP program. I'm reading from the top of Exhibit 3.
Sure.
The major achievement, they used teacher judgment. They used teacher judgment over student academics to place students in the major achievement program. The teacher judgment over student qualifications for MAP student placement was an Adam Urbanski racist concoction that effectuated a deliberate discriminatory impact. So in other words, he created a major achievement program that used teacher judgment to put kids in there which left the discrimination. There were no black kids in there because it was teacher judgment. It doesn't matter if the kid had the highest SAT scores. It didn't matter if the kids were the most had the 4.0.
Hungry. Yeah.
This is the psychopath that has ruled over Rochester schools for 41 years. And in 1994, I identified the discriminatory impact in the Major Achievement Program, and this nutcase has followed me since 1994, okay, for revenge, okay? And he went in Rochester, he tried to have me killed. I'd come home from work, he had my clocks turned upside down. It was like, oh, yeah, baby. So what they do in Rochester, they induce you in the hospital, and that's it. They kill you. They either kill you or give you cancer and make you suffer. Since 1994. Now tell me I don't serve a mighty God.
You do. That is phenomenal. That's the first time I've actually seen the work of someone that sued one of these stalkers. You know what I mean? So this is phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Since 1994. So he thought that by harassing me out of the Rochester City School District in 1994, that I was going to spend the rest of my life like a hermit, scared to mention discrimination or mention any type of constitutional violation. That retard, when I got this settlement, I said, you'll never silence me. What you did was made me get an education that can turn things all the way around. That's why I'm asking God to give us what we need to file a nice federal lawsuit on behalf of targeted individuals, because demons like this need to be punched in the face. I'm going to file a lawsuit on this demon, okay? Because for you, that's why he's sitting at 79 years old at the Rochester City School District still killing kids and human trafficking. This demon is poisoning those kids, getting them placed in the Rochester hospitals, okay, where he's got contacts to be labeled dead while alive. He, just like he negotiated a fraudulent check to me, the American Federetti, I'm going to show you that next. He's orchestrating the same type of fraudulent check to the Rochester City School District parents, okay, under insurance, giving them quick burials. Like out of nowhere, they're probably getting all kinds of burial money, because this is what a demon does when they have uncontrollable power, okay? So he's getting these kids buried quickly with their fraudulent insurance checks, and he's exhuming that body. And that child is now a human trafficked child, and he's human trafficking the kids, and he's also draining the blood. Since he didn't get stopped, I think he started initially with the draining the blood, but they want live blood. They can't use dead blood. This is a demon from the pit of hell. And this is what happens with demons, that they don't stop. It keeps going further, and they want more, and they want more. So since he got away with getting the blood from the children, is the live blood, now he moved into human trafficking and everything else, because it's a phenomenal program. It works. You poison the kids, you get them in the hospital, you have your section that labels them dead while alive, you have your contact with he's with Progressive Insurance, he sends the check to the parent to make sure this kid gets buried quick, and he's there with his dusty stick, getting that baby out of that ground. And that's what they did to my sister.
And that's real. That is happening right now in front of us.
Oh, yeah, I'm not speaking speculation. They did this to my sister. And to this day, I have to worry, is she alive somewhere, cloned or human trafficked? He took her away from her 2 children. And I know when we left that hospital, she was alive. But this is what they're doing. There's no if, and, or but. And that's why this 79-year-old, no one, can you imagine no one? I wrote Kamala Harris. I wrote President Trump. No one can explain why this 79-year-old that has multiple funeral homes, multiple memorial sites. I mean, this is some sick stuff. Why is he hanging around children at 79?
Yes, with multiple funeral homes and hospital connections, and just doing it right under your eye, in the inner cities.
This is James. I'm telling him I'm doing my interview with you.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yes, Miriam. This is interesting.
Oh, yeah. I spend my time, and I'll send this all to the congressman.
Well, for those who are watching, her story is giving me so much power now. I feel that I'm going to go ahead and do the lawsuit. I mean, just looking at the paperwork that she's already prepared with her knowledge. And so I think, I know we can do it. Just looking at what happened, your paperwork, you have the actual documents, just not talk. You have it.
Oh yeah, and it should, but can you imagine? This was 19. No, what was this? Let me see that settlement.
94.
This was my first settlement, but it was ridiculous for the amount of
Can
money.
you talk a little louder?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I was reading the caption. All right. So the teacher judgment over student qualifications for MAP student placement was an Adam Urbanski racist concoction that effectuated a deliberate discriminatory impact. Urbanski criminally used his union positions to order assassination programming through the union. I documented his hate crimes in the Hempstead schools and sued. This is the tiny settlement. The below is a small settlement I got to offset the attempted murders and enforce lawlessness damages. Immediately thereafter, Daniel Gallison, the union lawyer who helped settle the case, he was inflicted with cancer and killed.
This is what?
Yeah, the union lawyer who settled this, he got cancer like within a month of this settlement. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah. This is how sick this program is.
Was he working against you?
No, he settled. He was the union. He was the union lawyer. He settled the case. He was like, Miriam, this is wrong. We're gonna give her something. I didn't get a good amount, but I'm telling
That's
you,
powerful.
you could get nothing sometimes. So I had to grab what I could get because you just be fighting with 0.0 and blacklisted. So the union president, the union lawyer who helped get this settlement, he was inflicted with cancer and killed. Yeah. Urbanski wanted Sandra Feldman, the Americans for Federation teachers, the presidency. He was planning to bring his program to all schools. Okay, I wrote them and I told them he's planning to kill her. She died of cancer. The president of the American Federation of Teachers. This man's sick. This man, I mean, this is a demon for real. For real, for real, for real. All right, so thereafter, Daniel Gallison, the union lawyer who helped settle, was inflicted with cancer and killed. Mr. Keefe, the Hempstead Union president, he was promoted to the AFT, which is the American Federations of Teachers, with newly developed cancer for silencing. Okay? So the Hempstead Union president, out of nowhere, was promoted to the Americans for Federations of Teachers, that union, which is, out of D.C., which is the head of all unions, okay?
Sure.
Right? They promoted him, the Hempstead guy, they promoted him to the AFT, but they gave him cancer. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Temporary position.
Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, this is another.
I wonder what given the cancer was going to prove. Temporary position?
No, giving the cancer just silences you. You're not going.
Or because he gave you a settlement.
You're not going to talk too much. You're not going to say anything because you need treatment, and they can radiate you and kill you 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
You're walking on pins and needles. They use cancer for that. If you have something. In fact, they use radiation for that. I have to scream out, yell, write the call 311, which is 211 in many places. Many times I'm like, they hit me with cancer. I'm on my computer. If I'm writing an affidavit, the radiation you can feel it. Even
you can hear it.
You can feel it. They've tried to induce. I'm like, what the heck? Something's hitting my neck. I don't have no. You're not hitting my neck. I will make a call in a minute. You're not going to make it.
I love that. Warrior.
It's not happening. I know too much about this sick program. I know about their radiation weapons. I know about the electromagnetic. You're not doing that to me. And me shut up and act like it's okay. Act like I don't know what I know. I could care less. Who agrees with me? I'm living this.
I agree. I applaud. I mean, I love the warrior spirit. I have it too. And The whole kind of dumb you down, or trying to quiet and silence you in fear. Mm-mm.
Exactly.
No, ma'am.
It's just ridiculous. So now, if you look on that same page, Exhibit 3, I give a link right at the bottom. Please see pages 94 to 95, and over 300 pages of Adam Urbanski, killer, I should add there, killer Adam Urbanski stalkings, hate crime administrations, and multiple attempted murders of me on the below link. Oh, Lord, I was writing quick. I put below wrong. But okay. But God. And that this
But God.
but God, I put, yeah. Page 53 is where this settlement I have up there. Now go to Exhibit 4. This is this. So now you see this. The settlement. This is how criminals operate. The settlement, it says it's from the Hempstead Classroom of Teachers Association for the crimes committed. However, now this one here, thank God I took a copy of the check, because they think you just gonna cash the check. So if the settlement's from the Hempstead School Union, then why does the check say the American Federetti? That's why I wrote Jim Jordan. What is the American How did I get an insurance check from the American Federetti? What is the American Federetti?
Right. What is it?
Exactly. This is the check they sent me. And thank God I took a copy of it. And the arrow shows there, it says Interstate Insurance Group, American Federetti. Okay? The same way he sent me this fraudulent insurance check is the same way he's sending the Rochester City School District parents, children who are poisoned, labeled dead while alive. Those parents are getting a check too, honey, just to make sure they bury them kids quick so he can go and exhume their body and human traffic those children and suck their blood, their live blood, for his satanic cult. Okay? And yes, I put it in writing in an affidavit, so I demand investigations. So this one says, Regional Killer, Exhibit 4 says, Regional Killer Adam Urbanski, criminal insurance usurpation and organized fraud in the name change from the American Federation of Teachers to American Federetti. They eugenically killed via his murder by proxy unregulated programming the Hempstead Union attorney Gallison, who knew I was wrong, and he facilitated this settlement. He was eugenically killed immediately after this settlement. Regional Killer Adam Urbanski style. The below is Regional Killer Adam Urbanski insurance fraud check he created. No one should have this much power. The below
No one
should have this much power. The below American Federetti insurance fraud check effectuated because I had to sue the union for his stalkings and criminal payments to the Hempstead Public School District officials for use of the school district for assassination programming. This is the same way he programs insurance checks to the Rochester City School District children. He programs poisonings, induced hospitalization, and labeled dead while alive. He sends the parents an insurance burial check like the below American Federetti fraud check to quickly bury his labeled dead while alive children. The quick insurance fraud check is so he can exhume the children's bodies for live blood draining and human trafficking. This is his purpose in the insurance, funeral home, and live blood draining and human trafficking business. This is his purpose in the insurance, funeral home, and cremation usurpation businesses. He is a bona fide necromaniac, body broker, sex pervert, pedophile, and regional killer. Okay? This is the check that this man...
Around your kids.
Yeah. And still. And this is him right here, owner of Urbanski Insurance. And he has a great American story, and they wrote this. The Urbanski brothers, one has died. They moved to Rochester from Poland in 1960 when they were children because their father was a tailor. He owns Urbanski Insurance Company, and this is what he does. An exhumer. He goes and gets the body. Now, I put in the internet Adam Urbanski pedophile search. And this is the picture I got. the little black girl with this white man behind him. That's not Adam Urbanski, but it shows his name on underneath. I'll put 79-year-old killer. Wait, the above little girl I put here with her hands in front of her genitals. Okay, with the paid for pretty outfit and purse with Adam Urbanski's name on the bottom was found under 79-year-old killer Adam Urbanski pedophile search. So and you look at this. Look at that man, how he's smiling. Now, what, I mean, what's the, it's just ridiculous. It's just the bottom line is Urbanski's name that has no business, right? His name has no business under this little girl with this white man's picture.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing anything. Those children are doomed. So here, I'll go through the exhibits and reading. Okay, the below is Exhibit 5A. That's Regional Killer Adam Urbanski's deadly conflict of interest, organized fraud, insurance companies destroying educators and targeted people's pensions, retirements, and other insurance claims. Please see an example of Regional Killer Adam Urbanski income lynching, stalking, and criminal usurpations in Progressive Insurance. And that's a claim that I had. I had insurance on my apartment. They wanted to turn the elevator off and leave me here like months. I'm on the 6th floor with a bad leg, and you're going to leave me with no elevator? So I found the policy, and it said if the apartment is not accessible, then you're entitled to a claim. And that's the purpose. Yes, that was the purpose of me having apartment insurance. Do you know he blocked that too? And then I found his name with Progressive Insurance. Nothing's, I would have to sue him again. I'd have to sue him again. I had to sue him over the Hempstead. I had to sue him over the Yonkers Public School. I had to sue him over Westchester Community College. I have to sue. But I'm going, I just, it got to a point I just started praying because, it takes a lot to sue. It takes a lot out of you. It takes a lot of time. You're sitting down. It's not the healthiest situation to be in. Because you're not moving, okay? And if you got arthritis or anything, you're hurting. It takes a lot. But I will be suing that lump of. I will be suing that one again, definitely. So, but it's just tremendous. So here's the Rochester. I'm at Exhibit 5A. Look at this, Rochester City School District Human Capital. Have you ever heard of anything like that? What is the Rochester City School District doing with a human capital office? Killer Urbanski's involvement in insurance money fraud is in place for him to repeat the weaponization of federal and state monies by writing repeated organized fraud federal and state insurance checks like the attached Exhibit 4 Organized Fraud American Federati insurance check. In Rochester, New York, he is in the insurance fraud business to write Rochester City School District parents his organized fraud insurance checks for quick burials of his human capital office hired poison experts, induce hospitalized, labeled dead while alive Rochester City School District children's students. The organized fraud, unsupervised insurance money to Rochester City School District parents is for his programmed Rochester City School District undead student creation burials. These quick burials make way for his quick and easy Rochester City School District undead student repulsive exhumes for live innocent blood draining, children human trafficking, and other human sacrifice rituals and killings. The above noted satanic rituals and killings are in place and needed for killer Adam Urbanski's demon-obsessed, soul-selling, wealth and power satanic content. And there goes this is a union.
Wow.
Urbanski Insurance Company, Progressive Agent, Urbanski Insurance Company, Progressive Insurance, Adam Urbanski. Now, you're union president for 41 years, and you're deeply rooted in the insurance and the funeral and the cremation business?
Interesting. Ooh.
And this is more. Exhibit 5B, Regional Killer Adam Urbanski. Here's his funeral home. funeral homes. In addition to insurance, he's a
Bring it
union
up.
president. He's a union president, insurance fraud specialist, and now his Urbanski Funeral Homes. Multiple, and cremation services. Mm-hmm. Name-aligned funeral homes and cremation services. Yes. This is.
I'm gonna see if I can turn up a little. I can hardly hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, they're probably trying to interfere with this. Oh, she walked away from the room for a minute. Okay. Sandy? Sandy? Sandy?
Okay, I think I can hear you better.
Okay.
Well, I can hear you.
Okay.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, that's better. At first it was just.
Oh. Well, you know, they're probably like, uh-oh, she's talking too much.
I think they're sabotaging. Keep talking. I'm just going back here to mess with the volume.
Okay, the devil is a liar. That's all we do now.
Go ahead.
The devil is a liar. Okay, so Exhibit 5C. Here I put God is. This is just pictures. I want for the audience to understand what is necrophilia, what is a necromaniac. By definition, a necromaniac is a person that has a morbid preoccupation with corpse, usually including sexual desire for dead bodies, and a morbid interest in funerals, morgues, autopsies, and cemeteries. Look at it; it's right there.
Yes.
What's a necromaniac? This 41. Can you imagine the damages he's done to this school district?
A whole community.
Yeah.
A whole community.
Yeah.
He's killing, and he's mental, and he's demonic. He has a stronghold.
Yeah.
Curse.
Yeah. 79 years old and still in the school district. Mm-hmm. And that's why I spend my time writing these reports, mainly on behalf.
And he listed demonic.
On behalf of the children.
Yeah.
Exhibit 5D. Look at the Rochester. Look, schools do not. I put in Exhibit 5D. Schools do not and are not allowed to invest in human body parts. Hence, they are not called human capital offices. Body broker and necromaniac Adam Urbanski's Rochester City School District.
Ooh. Body broker.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
Mm.
You got dropped?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Adam Urbanski. All right. So again, schools do not and are not allowed to invest in human body parts. Hence, they are not called human capital offices. Body broker and necromaniac Adam Urbanski's Rochester City School District Human Capital, Human Trafficking, and Human Sacrifice Killing Programming Office must be shut down. How much? I mean, I've been to the Rochester DA's office. I'm in Congress. I mean, what does it take? That's why I'm like, God, please stop this for Satanists, this false phenomenon of above the law.
Kids.
This demon.
Yeah, our babies.
Yeah, this is sick. This is sick. This is a total disregard for children in a whole community. Yeah, because of lack of knowledge. I put here, what are human brokers? What are body brokers? I put the book. I put information.
Body broker.
Everything about human capital, and still. So it is a criminal mastermind. It's satanic killing, children, human trafficking, wealth plan office. That is what the Rochester City School District Human Capital Office is. And mind you, look at it. Forms, and documents. Okay? That is for that office job is to get the consent form for body donations. Okay? I got to mute you, James. Okay. Yeah. Okay? So Adam Urbanski's Rochester City School District Human Capital Office is his human trafficking, human remains sales, whole body investments, live organ sales, human capital investment, eugenics, human sacrifice programming, population control, infectious disease injection, stalking and selling, and forced sterilizations office, criminally using his satanic cult's human sacrifice counterfeit laws such as Title 10, 9, and donor consent form delusions of law. And this is where it showed, I put this little piece here that tells you what are human capital investments, the role of human capital investment. Cadavers and body parts, especially those of the poor. Okay? I didn't make that up. Okay? And it gets better. So Exhibit 5E, Regional Killer, over 30 years, Rochester Teachers Association Union President, actor Adam Urbanski's sexual homicide, necrophilia crimes are exposed. How many children have been victimized? How many children? So I just give here, there are different types of necrophilia. There's necrophiliac homicide in the middle of the page. That's murder to obtain a corpse for sexual purposes. There's regular necrophilia, the use of already dead for sexual pleasure, and there's necrophiliac fantasy, and that's what I think this nutcase has me in for the last 30. When they fantasize about sexual activity with a corpse, so you've been fantasizing to kill somebody without carrying out any necrophiliac acts. So he hasn't carried out the necrophilia, but you've been fantasizing. It's some crazy stuff. And here again on that page, is more research on human capital investment. I'm letting the whole district, I've been to school district, you have no business with a human capital. Human capital office are cadavers and body parts, especially those of the poor. And it's human selling humans. So I give more definitions. This is for Congress. This is for the police department. This is for the school district. I'm doing everything possible. I'm making copies of the definition. Morbid obsessions with Regional Killer Adam Urbanski's deadly conflict of interest. He has morbid obsessions with funerals, morgues, cremations, cemeteries, and irresistible sexual attractions to dead bodies, anti-mortem creations, and children. Definitions of necromaniac: an irresistible sexual attraction to dead bodies. Synonyms: necrophilia, necrophiliism. What is a necromaniac? A morbid preoccupation with corpse, usually including sexual desire for dead bodies and a morbid interest in funerals, morgues. Who has this morbid interest in funerals, morgues, autopsies, and cemeteries other than Adam Urbanski? Here it is. Urbanski Funeral Home and Cremation Services. He's got it. And he's also in the Rochester City School District. He created. He put that human capital. He took his body broker in funeral home business and brought it to the personnel office of the Rochester City School District, which means he is in charge of all the hiring.
So that means
superintendent, everybody. So now I'm on Exhibit 5G. Now this shows you, this goes up to the federal government. This is beyond weaponization, okay? The two below, delusions of law were created for consent of live body donations for the New York Satanist current human sacrifice killings and programming. In the New York State Rochester City School District, Regional Killer Adam Urbanski, at that time he was 78, he's 79. I think his birthday was in June. And Rochester Teacher Union President actor, he created an unauthorized Rochester City School District Human Capital Office for human sacrifice killings. See below. His Rochester City School District Human Capital Necrophilia Office was created to obtain the below noted illusions of law body donor consent form signatures to authorize satanically, criminally, Regional Killer and Necromania Adam Urbanski's human trafficking, sexual perversions with children and adults, and his human sacrifice killing program. Regional Killer Adam Urbanski criminally using his Rochester City School District Human Capital Necrophilia Office to collect. That is the purpose of that Human Capital Office in the Rochester City School District. And that's why you have to be careful with this new crime victim protection compensation thing, because they're finding ways to collect signatures for the below delusion of law ambiguous, meaning not stating dead body donor consent forms. That's what they want. They want your dead body. They want donor consent forms. That's the bottom line. That's why that office is there. And that's why you have to be careful with your crime victim forms, because they just want signatures that say you authorize. And I addressed that in this affidavit, how the government has allowed them to create legislation that would authorize Satanists to have someone's body. In fact, I have to go back. These are the exhibits. I'm gonna come back to this exhibit 5, but I want to, because I could.
But we're gonna have to do a part 2.
I know. All right, can I just go over the legislation part? I just want to go over that, which is in the affidavit. Please, this part here has to. Okay, page. I'm going to start at page 10. I'll go to 12. Page 12, maybe.
Okay, we're on page 10.
Yes, I'm taking from above all, regional killer Adam Urbanski's unsupervised, organized fraud, federal insurance check out of thin air creations, like the one in Exhibit 4 attached, is for quick payments to vulnerable population parents of his poison-induced hospitalized, labeled dead while alive, Rochester City School District children. The quick federal money, disguised as insurance payments, advances his program quick repulsive exhumes of his poisoned Rochester City School District undead children. I read that. So in retaliation to me documenting Killer Urbanski's federal money embezzlements, fraudulent names, and weaponization payment cover-ups, Killer Urbanski escalated his criminal, unregulated, and ongoing criminal job blacklistings, income lynchings, and hate crime inflictions. He included directed energy and radiology weaponizations used on me. This is what led to the 2012 total and permanent student loan discharge letter attached. Despite Killer Urbanski's hate crime inflictions that effectuated the total and permanent attached student loan discharge letter, student loan payments continued to be erroneously confiscated out of my earned money. I was entitled to student loan discharge since 2012 due to the permanent student loan discharge letter verification. I was denied this equal protection of the law. In summary, I've been financially and hate crime weaponized by regional killer and criminal senile Satanist Adam Urbanski, criminally using state and federal governments, money, and agents for the weaponization and democide killing of American people. His above-noted criminal use of the state and federal government's money, counterfeit laws, and agents for weaponization hate crimes documented in the links and exhibits attached, effectuated the attached total and permanent student loan discharge MD letter since 2012. Hence, I seek a full refund for the student loan payments lynched, while I was entitled to the total and permanent discharge since 2012. I have attached as Exhibit 1 the 2012 discharge letter that was effectuated by the attached exhibited Adam Urbanski criminal use of the federal government for weaponized hate crime inflictions on me repeatedly, but God. I have attached 30 exhibits. To Nelnet, please send me a reloadable refund card or the student loan money erroneously seized since 2012 while I was entitled to the student loan discharge. To the congressional authorities, this is a plea on behalf of children and public safety for the current removal of 79-year-old killer Adam Urbanski away from the Rochester City School District children and youth expeditiously. He is a danger to the entire Rochester City School District, but particularly dangerous to children due to his 79-year-old, over 40-year criminal and unsupervised reign over the Rochester City School District children. He has a poisonous, denied protection, unreasonable, satanic stronghold on the Rochester City School District students. He has instituted several sexist, racist, pedophile, poisonous, and unauthorized human capital body donor criminal investor practices in the Rochester City School District. I request the shutdown of his Rochester City School District necromaniac human capital assassination programming office. It does not belong in a school district. It belongs in cemeteries. Its satanic purpose is clear. It is for the criminal and unconscionable seizure of signed body donor consent forms for Killer Urbanski's criminal, deadly, and unethical program. Rochester City School District student and staff undead body exhumes, seizures, and body searches, raping. He has the organized fraud insurance money ready for his Rochester City School District student and staff quick burial payoff so he can get his quick undead body seizures and exhumed. I respectfully request congressional investigations into the below federal legislation, H.R. 4062, Consensual Donation and Research Integrity Act of 2021, as to its authenticity, as to it being used to weaponize Americans via betrayal of constitutional search and seizure protections in the Fourth Amendment, such as the Fourth Amendment, which states, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, homes, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things. So, the Fourth Amendment states all people, including Satanists, must have, at minimum, probable cause and an affidavit before seizing and searching anyone's dead, undead, or live body. The above legislation is in conflict. It betrays and reduces the protections in the Fourth Amendment by implying that all Satanist body brokers need to seize and search dead, undead, or live bodies is an unknown signature consent form. This is a satanic body collection, seizure, weaponization criminally inflicted on U.S. citizens that facilitates satanic human sacrifice rituals and killings. Is the H.R. 4062 legislation a satanic ploy to betray search and seizure protections in the Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution? Was H.R. 4062 legislation created for the Satanists and unregulated body brokers? What sanctity of the dead protection is in H.R. 4062? Who sponsored H.R. 4062, and what is her relationship with Satanism? Is H.R. 4062 another piece of counterfeit witchcraft legislation to help the Satanists get their required labeled dead while alive, satanic human sacrifices for their satanic rituals, killings, live organ sales, human trafficking, cloning, and more? What is the research integrity in this legislation, since it allows, via no mentioning of stopping labeled dead while alive, undead, ante-mortem creation? Is this legislation being criminally used to cover the Satanists, the unregulated body brokers, criminal possession, seizure, and search of undead bodies? If the Satanists have the below noted body donor consent form alleged to be signed, do alleged signed body donor consent forms create some type of witchcraft authorization for the Satanists and body brokers to exhume live and dead bodies? I submit the same above collection, analysis, search, and seizure investigation questions for the below New York State donor consent, counterfeit, and betrayal of the Constitution, treasonous New York State legislation. And here it is. Deficiency number 3, section 629. Your plan, this is this new law. Your plan of correction does not address the core of the deficiency, that documentation of donor consent or consent of the core problem. In other words, both of these legislations, they're alleging that you must have a consent form to have people's bodies. Well, you are undermining the constitutional protections we have. The Constitution says before you see somebody's body, you got to have an affidavit and probable cause. So now you create new legislation that says all you need is a consent form. Oh, the devil is a liar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the devil is a liar. The above counterfeit legislation was created and designed to facilitate the New York State satanic killing cult members labeled dead while alive human sacrifice killing program via undermining protections in the New York Constitution, Article 1, Bill of Rights, Section 12, security against unreasonable search and seizures and interception. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, dead, alive, or undead.
Mm.
The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue upon probable cause. You have to have probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and that is by affidavit. Oath or affirmation means affidavit, and particularly describing the place to be searched. Okay? The New York Constitution, so not only do we have the United States constitutional protections against this satanic killing of getting body donor forms to take your body, live, undead, that donor form is supposed to give them authority. And guess what? When you look at it spiritually, they use your consent to override the constitutional protection.
Other stuff. Fraud. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
So
knowledge.
let me just finish this little piece. The New York Constitution, Article 1, Bill of Rights, Section 12, security against unreasonable search, seizures, interception, states
Speak louder.
all people, including Satan. Can you hear me?
Yes. Awesome. Great.
Including Satanists, they must have at minimum probable cause and an affidavit before seizing and searching anyone's dead, undead, or live body. The above New York State donor consent legislation is in conflict. It betrays and reduces the protections in the New York Constitution, Article 1, Bill of Rights, Section 12, by implying that all Satanists, body brokers, need to seize and search dead, undead, or live body, that they can get your body, is any body signed consent form. This is a satanic collection, seizure, weaponization, criminally inflicted on U.S. citizens that facilitate satanic human sacrifice rituals and killings. Both above noted counterfeit federal and state body donor consent counterfeit laws were maliciously created to undermine, betray, reduce, and conflict with the sanctity of the dead. Constitutional protections noted above. To defeat such satanic lawmaking, the U.S. Constitution Supremacy Clause was created, and it states, the Supremacy Clause is found in Article 6, Clause 2 of the U.S. Constitution. The Supremacy Clause is a provision in the United States Constitution that establishes that federal law, the Constitution, and treaties made under the Constitution's authority are the supreme law of the land. So that means your consent form nonsense, if you get caught with somebody's dead body, undead body, you're not getting off because you have a consent form. You still need a probable cause. You need probable cause and affidavit. This means that federal law takes precedence over state laws that conflict with it. And the evidence shows that regional killer Adam Urbanski, unauthorized Rochester City School District Human Capital Office, was criminally built off and is aligned to the two above noted treasonous, counterfeit, delusions of law, body donor legislations. His Rochester City School District unauthorized human capital concoction was created for the criminal collection of unconscionable body donor consent forms. This is why the Rochester City School District Lawless Human Capital Office repeatedly advertises documented forms office as exemplified in the attached Exhibit 22B. Killer Urbanski is running the Rochester City School as a plotted criminal cemetery or funeral home where body donor consent forms will ordain his criminal plotted Rochester City School District children and adult body seizures, exhumes, and searches. The counterfeit body donor delusions of law are part of his witchcraft programming for satanic human sacrifice rituals and killings. He is satanically using the unconscionable collected body donor signatures to be used as criminal and witchcraft authority over protections in the above-noted New York State and federal constitutions. This is the Satanist criminal use of witchcraft, embedded in deceptive and deadly lawmaking to weaponize and kill Americans via human sacrifice rituals and killings. The Satanists are using delusions of federal and state laws to weaponize, to torture, and kill Americans for their satanic required killings oath. Regional killer Adam Urbanski criminally planted in the Rochester City School District under the disguise of a personnel office his criminal necrophiliac and body broker Rochester City School District Human Capital Office. Its main purposes are for the unconscionable retrieval of Rochester City School District staff, student, and parent signatures on killer Adam Urbanski's counterfeit law, body donor consent, and insurance. Okay. You want me to stop? You want me to stop? Hello? Oh, boy. Oh, we lost her? Oh, boy. What happened? Danny, you still here?
Yes, ma'am. I still hear you.
What happened to her?
I don't know. I think she was taking a drink of something and just got cut off. It's congratulations on some of it and good luck, and it's a lot of information and it's a lot of work. You've been busy.
It's on these children.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the staff, and they come in. Then when the TI community came up with, we can get crime victim protect. Be careful with them forms you signing, honey, because they want, as you can see, they created legislation to get signatures. That was the purpose of them creating that legislation.
Yeah.
To get donor consent. Yeah. Oh, what happened?
Hi, yes. Oh, it's being attacked, cutting off and stuff.
Okay,
so,
do you want to stop and wait for another time, or?
Yeah, well, we can have a part two. It is 4:32. We started. So it's been about an hour. It's 4:32 here, so we can schedule. Very information. So much information. I mean, this is more than 1, 2, and 3. You know what I mean? Where'd you go? You can hear me? Oh,
yeah.
This is more than just a part 1, part 2, part 3. This is very interesting and unbelievable that this guy, 79-year-old Urbanski, is hanging around a school of pedophile, killer, murderer, witch, warlock, hater, disgusting, hanging in the inner cities, preying on our kids.
Exactly.
And no one's saying anything.
Nobody.
Because they have the power. So we pray, you do your prayers, but it's money. They have power because of the money. We need to, it's gone again. I think we.
Well, of course they're going to try and disturb the situation. But I'm here. Yeah, they keep messing with her. They dropped her. But I only have 2 more pages, and I'm taping 2. So I do want to read these last 2 pages, because it makes no sense to come back on and start on the last 2 pages. So I'm just going to finish this up. There are many satanic purposes for the Rochester City School District unauthorized human capital office. It is for killer Adam Urbanski's necromaniac homicide fantasizing, eugenic assassination programming, human trafficking programming, including the poisoning of students and staff for induced hospitalizations for his University of Rochester Medical Center hospital's prepaid creation of labeled dead while alive, undead, living dead, and anti.
Yeah, it keeps cutting off.
Oh, okay. Well, see, I'm taping 2. I was just telling Danny, I only got 2 pages, and it doesn't make sense to do. Oh boy, she got cut again.
Okay. So as long as can you guys hear each other? Because it's cutting, mine is cutting, I mean, it's breaking in and out.
Yeah, well, look.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm taping.
Yeah, okay, let's continue.
Okay, it's only 2 more pages. So Warlock regional killer Adam Urbanski is using the Rochester City School District as his body broker cemetery, and the Human Capital Office is headquarters for all the above noted children and adult human sacrifice killing programs. Additionally, Killer Urbanski arranged for his necromaniac Rochester City School District Human Capital Office to usurp all personnel and hiring power. Hence, the Rochester City School District Human Capital Office is being used for Adam Urbanski's search for other money-hungry Satanists, pedophiles, poison experts, racist, sexist, children haters, economic credentialed professional criminal actors, actresses, and more, all under Adam Urbanski's 79-year-old criminal millionaire marketing mentor elder programming noted on the and link below. And I give it to you. Here's his link. He's on the internet under this article. Who the heck is this millionaire marketing mentor? Yes. So whoever sees this, oh wow, millionaire marketing mentor guy. Let me contact him. You know how many people just want some millionaire money marketing? And I can imagine the conversations. How do you feel about killing people? How do you feel about children? And those who say, well, for some money, I take out anybody. Oh, would you do this to kids? That's it. And then he's bringing them in.
Questioning.
Yeah. First of all, you're a union president. You're deeply rooted in insurance fraud. You're deeply rooted in memorials. You're deeply rooted in funerals. You're deeply rooted in cremation sites. You're deeply rooted in body brokeraging. And you're on the internet recruiting people who want to be a millionaire. And you put a human capital office in the Rochester City School District that usurped all hiring power. So all you have to do is get your people from here that want to be millionaires and will commit crime and that's it. He gets them into Rochester through the human capital office. It's ridiculous. Finally, the evidence shows that the above noted federal and state counterfeit body donor legislations enforced as weaponizations of the American people were created to facilitate and work in conjunction with regional killer Adam Urbanski's criminal Rochester City School District Human Capital Office and his New York State Satanic Killing Glee Club program mass murders, human trafficking, and human sacrifice killing ventures. To this end, I ask that the H.R. 12-118th Congress 2020-23-24 Subcommittee investigate the above noted multifaceted unconstitutional collection, seizure, and search matters effectuating the weaponization and killing of the American people by the above noted multiple criminal use of unsupervised federal and state monies and laws by false phenomenon of above the law Satanists. I respectfully appeal for complete investigations and the death penalty arrest of killer Adam Urbanski for his repeated, massive, treasonous, and eugenic assassination programmings, Rochester City School District criminal usurpations to seize and assault Rochester City School District children and infest, sterilize youth, multiple documented and in writing attempted murders of me, deadly unauthorized human capital assassination programming office in the Rochester City School District, use of repeated criminal statutory tenure and student loan income lynchings that interfered with and obstructed state and federal fair collection laws, deadly federal and state hate crimes, human trafficking, and obstructions of the sanctity of the dead weaponization inflicted on and killing massive amounts of healthy Americans. In closing, and again, I respectfully request an opportunity to testify at the subcommittee on the weaponization of the federal government. Also, I dutifully request federal, state, and all whistleblower protections. Additionally, I pray for all protections needed for the Rochester City School District students to get equal protection of the law enforcement from regional killer Adam Urbanski's 41-year criminal reign in the Rochester City School District via his satanic, pedophile, sexist, racist, poisoning, hostile student assault environment created. Lastly, with respect to Nelmet, please send the refund reloadable card due me as soon as possible. Professional assistance is expeditiously needed. Should further information be needed, please contact me. Thank you for your time. And here's my affidavit of probable cause. I, Miriam Snyder, hereby declare that this whistleblower weaponization complaint against regional killer Adam Urbanski is true and correct, and I attest to I am a former Rochester City School District educator and survivor of over 30 years of regional killer Adam Urbanski's criminal stalking, voyeurism, his name-aligned criminal and deadly sleep research, his attached multiple statutory tenure obstructions, and his criminal income seizures, his program unconstitutional student loan collections, his induced cancer escalated calibrations of his criminal radiology devices planted in my hallway, his directed energy weapon assaults on my arms and legs, his multiple attempted murders of me, his induced hospitalizations and prepaid labeled dead while alive hospital protocol killings of my healthy mother, father, and sister. I have written and read the Congressional Unconstitutional Collection, Search, and Seizure Weaponization Report, and all the facts contain the truth, correct, based on my personal experiences in being unwilling, stalked, attempted, murdered, and terrorized by regional killer and warlock Adam Urbanski. Regional killer Adam Urbanski's false phenomenon of above the law and history of using federal and state money for weaponizing, killing, blood draining, and human sacrificing children and adults with no penalties yet must be arrested. This complaint is well grounded, cognizable in facts, and warranted by existing law, and was written in good faith for the enforcement of existing constitutional laws. This complaint is not interposed for any improper purpose. I have filed this complaint in good faith and solely for the purposes set forth in it. I, Miriam Snyder, hereby declare that this verified criminal complaint, the exhibits and links attached, are true and correct. And I submitted this September 1st. I got my return receipt. And, yeah. All right. Now I'm open to questions. Yeah.
You said questions?
Yes.
Yeah. Your passion to get this thing, this nasty piece of trap, devil, pedophile, stalker, Satan, witch. Oh, they cut me off. Still got.
Yeah, they're messing with yours. I thank God my talk to you went well. Well, God bless. I'm gonna close out on talk to you. I'm still here on the rest. God bless talk to you. Yeah, I'll send this out. Are you sure you want to stop recording that? Yeah, I think I got it.
Recording paused.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing, and I love you.
Really? Yeah. Well, this is now you know a little more about me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Did I not go through? I've been through. I mean, all I could do is give God the glory, okay? Because you know I'm not supposed to be here, right?
That's right.
Yeah. With this type of demon. But God is in charge. God is in charge. And I give God the glory. I give God the praise. And like I said, what keeps me going is I keep remembering that song. The enemy is outnumbered.
That's right. Yes, I've been playing the song all day with my mom.
Really?
Thank you. Yeah.
Really? Isn't that an awesome song?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
That's what keeps me going. I'm like, outnumbered. Outnumbered. You're outnumbered. You're not going to fool me. I know you're outnumbered. There are more of us.
Amen. That's right.